Hey, I'm Alex with Marc's Mobility. In this video, we're going to show you one of the lightest folding carbon power chairs on the market, so stay tuned. What we have here is the AeroLux. This is by Buggy. Buggy is also an excellent company out on the market that does have a few different models, but this is going to be one of their lightest weight ones they currently have on the market today. This is called the AeroLux. This is a 300-pound weight capacity unit that does fold up more like a manual chair as compared to collapsing down to the ground, which we'll show you here in a little bit, and I'll go over some advantages to that as well. But this particular unit, without the battery, is going to be 29 pounds. With the battery, it's going to be 32 pounds, so the battery's going to weigh about 3 pounds. I do want to mention to you that you are able to get up to 11 miles per drive distance on this chair. Now that is always going to be depending on the user's weight, the terrain, how often they stop, similar to driving a car. They might give you the total actual miles per gallon, but you're actually going to get that. It's in ideal conditions. But up to 11 miles is going to be the range on this unit. And you're going to be, they say 3.7, so we'll just say 3.5 miles an hour top end speed. Now, what I did mention about the battery is it is going to be over here on the side. You are able to buy an additional battery, and the nice part about this too, the MAP price, so the retail price on an additional battery for this is only $290. $290, that is currently today on the market. If you see this video years from now, it's a little more expensive, prices do change, but on the market today is $290 to have a replacement battery. So, or not even a replacement, you can have a spare battery on the other side. Now I want to mention, I'll show you how it comes off on this one side, but the other side does not actually hook up power, so you have to physically swap the batteries out when you run out, but it does have a holder that's stored right here on the side. Once again, if you have dual batteries and you don't take them off, we'll add 3 more pounds to it, so you'd be at 35 pounds with dual batteries fully assembled. But what makes this unit really great is not going to be just because it's 300-pound weight capacity, but it does have larger tires here in the back. I have not personally driven one of these. We will drive it outside at the end of the video. I was told the motors are very, very quiet on this unit. They are 250-watt brushless motors. They are offset, so when you fold the chair up, which we'll show you here shortly, they don't run into each other. But you are going to have this nice solid wheel in the rear. They said 12 inches. I mean, it's really an 11-inch tire if you actually put your tape measure on it. I'm not sure where they get 12, but it is an 11-inch rear tire. And the front tires are your swivel wheels. These are actually what they call caster wheels. These are measuring about 6.5 inches, your front wheels. These are going to rotate around. A couple small things that I noticed initially on this unit that are great is going to be over here on the side. If you want to actually check your battery pack, you can hold down this button and it will show you your voltage and your percentage of charge plus a little battery indicator reading, which we'll show you that on a video overlay. Now the battery does come off easily. You have this little tab that you push in, and then once you push that in, you're going to lift up on the battery, and it comes off. On the back of the battery, you are going to have a charging port right here. If you slide this tab to the side, you are able to take this battery inside and charge this directly into the battery. You do not have to bring your whole unit inside if you want to leave this in your vehicle. You are able to charge it directly to the battery. Once again, the little connecting port is down here. So like I said, you do have this bracket on the other side, but it won't pull from that battery. You would have to physically swap the batteries from one side to the other. To put it back on, you just align it up in this little slot here and push down, and it clicks in place. So that's a really nice feature. I do like, having that digital reading over here on the side, and I always like when they have a built-in charging port on the batteries, because not all manufacturers have that, but this one does. On the unit, the arms do flip up on both sides, and it's almost flush with the backrest. Some units this sticks out farther, so it kind of hits people's back. I wouldn't call it completely flush, so I would say you probably have about 2 inches here from your backrest to this, but it is nice. You do want to have those supports underneath there because it makes your arms a lot stronger. Carbon fiber arms all the way across the back. All the way across the arms. The width of this seat of actual user space is about 16 inches. That's the cushion itself. In between the armrests, you have 18 inches in between the armrests right here. And then outside of armrest to outside of armrest is 22 inches, which is probably going to be in line. That's going to be your widest point. Your armrest at 22 inches is going to be your widest part because your wheels are at 21 inches from outside of wheel to outside of wheel. But for purposes, cruise ships, things like that, trying to get through a smaller door frame, you are right at 22 inches. So do be aware. I would say no, that's not going to fit through a cruise ship door without folding it up if you are exactly at 22 inches, because you are at I would say 22 and, I mean, just a hair over 22 inches in overall width of the unit. Now, the depth of the seat is going to be 16 inches. So we'll call this a 16 by 16 inch cushion. Now, these cushions do sit on Velcro, so if you wanted to put your own cushion on there, you can. Just do remember, if you put too thick of a cushion, your armrests are not adjustable in height, but you could put whatever you want on here, a Roho, gel cushion, foam cushion. You can increase the comfort by buying any other cushion you want in a 16 by 16 dimension. Technically, you could really go away. You could go with an 18 by 16 because you have enough space in between the armrests, even the supports down here, to fit an 18 wide by 16 deep. But standard is 16 by 16 from the factory. Seat height, depending on how you measure it, without any weight on it, you're going to be at about 19 and a half. If you sit down, you're probably a little closer to 19 inches. And overall height of the seat. Foot plates, these do flip up for easy access. You can remove them if you want. You do have this pin right here you can pull, and then you can slide the leg rest out. I don't know if there's any, no, it's just a one set. I wanted to see if there was any adjustment on the overall length of it. There is not, so it is just a one size fits all. Carbon fiber foot plates. They do give you a little bit of this, what do you call it, a calf support, you know, to kind of hold your legs in. You'll see when I drive this if that's actually even usable, if that's just kind of a extra feature they put on that unit, but I'm not sure how much function that's actually going to have. Now, Travel Buggy does stand out in the industry for a couple reasons. Travel Buggy is going to give you a 90-day wear and tear. Nobody else on the industry does that. So most people are going to be like, yes, 1 year electronics, 5 years on frame, maybe 1 to 3 years on batteries. You know, they all have different warranties on their things, but Travel Buggy is the only company that I know of that will do 90-day wear and tear. Let's say you busted a tire. Let's say you busted a motor. The Joystick, they will replace it for free in the first 90 days. So they're building a product that they stand behind. So if that doesn't build confidence in the brand, I don't know what else does, because nobody else is going to offer that unless they realize we're not going to sell junk that's going to break apart, because they're going to have to fix it for free in the first 90 days. It does have a nice joystick that is kind of different on the market for a lot of these folding chairs. It does have a digital display. It shows you your miles per hour. This one's actually in kilometers per hour because it's probably programmed from Asia. We'll check to see if we can change that to miles per hour, but this is not set up directly for miles per hour. We'll show you in a video overlay what this looks like, but you will have a horn. Relatively loud horn considering what they sound like in the market. I can tell you that's 2 or 3 times louder than a lot of the small little beep sounds. I wanted to check that as well. Some of the chairs are programmed to like make a beeping sound going in reverse, and people typically hate that. So this one does not make any sounds while going in reverse. And then obviously you're going to have 7 different speed settings on here as well that will top out at 3.7 miles an hour top end speed. Now, Joystick can go. It does come standard on the right-hand side. Let me look at this and see how this is mounted. Yes, so you are able to slide this either on the right-hand side or the left-hand side when you get it. We also do have a video review on unboxing, so if you are looking at this on our website, or if you're just looking on YouTube, go down in the description below. We will have links to this product to our website, and on our website we will also have the other unboxing videos and probably some more accessory videos that you can purchase with this unit. Like I said, it does only come with 1 battery. You are able to purchase a second battery, which is great, only $290 regular retail price. Travel Buggy did send me a couple other accessories for this unit. So this is also a Bluetooth remote that you are able to use when the chair is on. You are not able to turn the chair on from the remote, so you're not able to go park this in the corner and drive it to you. But if the chair is on, you are able to drive this with a remote. So depending on, hey, I have some type of issue with my arm or dexterity, or I have muscle dystrophy and I cannot always keep my arm in that position, you are able to drive this right here in your lap. You even heard a crazier story, somebody driving with their toes. They didn't have arms, able to turn it on, be able to drive this with their feet. So there's different applications you're able to use this. Or let's say you're a caretaker or a loved one in the chair and you want to be able to walk next to them. You want to be out in the park. You want to do something. You don't want to stand behind them. You're able to use this. They said up to 50 meters. I'm just going to say up to 50 feet because I don't want to get caught and somebody say, hey, it didn't quite reach the distance you said. But 50 feet is still a long distance away. And I will tell you that this still does have the override. So even if you were driving with this and you were to pull this, it's going to listen to this remote first. So it's kind of a safety feature they built into the units. They don't want, hey, we're driving our loved one, we don't realize what we're doing, they're far away from us, they're next to a curb, they're next to a water, something like that. The person in the chair would still be able to override it and move the chair. This does have to be on for this to work. So if you are looking for an application where, hey, I don't want somebody to be able to use this, I only want to be able to drive it through this, what I'd recommend is taking this controller off and then putting it back here in the back of the chair. Just do remember, don't put it in a way that that button's going to get hit, because that will override this. But you could tuck this in the back pouch and then only have this, so the person sitting in there would not have any control. We do run into that sometimes where it's, hey, it's for kids or for people that, you know, don't quite have the recognition of understanding where they're going. And so that is a question we get asked sometimes. But this remote is going to be very awesome. You can control the horn through here, and you're able to do the speeds through here. So basically everything you can do through the joystick besides turning the unit on, you can do right here through this handheld remote. Let me go ahead, I'm just going to turn it off and see by turning this off, does it turn that off? Just want to check for my own knowledge as well. It does not. So if you turn this off, it actually shows you on the joystick a little red Bluetooth symbol on there. So you will know when this is turned on to understand that somebody else might be powering your chair from a different space. It will notify you that the Bluetooth remote is going to be on. Now this unit, like I mentioned earlier, does fold different. This is going to fold more like a manual chair. So I'm going to set the remote over here to the side. I'm going to turn the power off, and I'm going to show you how that works. Now to fold this up, you do have to remove this back cushion and the bottom cushion. It's very easy. Sits on there with Velcro. Pull the bottom cushion off. Then your back cushion, you have Velcro in the back, and it just Velcros as so. Most chairs are going to fold down flat to the ground. This chair, you're going to have two handles, similar to a manual chair. I would recommend folding your foot plates up, but then you can collapse it all the way to this. Now you are able even to break down these rear handles and fold these down to get it in a smaller space. And now I'm going to kind of give you what those dimensions are going to be in this type of space to see if that would fit in your application. So while you're in this space, the highest point is going to be the joystick, which you can remove. You're at 31.5 inches. If you took the joystick off, your highest point is going to be the armrest, and you're going to be at about 28 inches. So once again, either 31.5 or 28 inches, depending on if the joystick's on the unit. Same with the foot plates. Those come off very easily, so I'll give you the measurement without taking anything off, and then I'll give it to you with the foot plates off. So what you're going to be at from that foot plate, from the front to the back anti-tip wheel, is about 37.5 inches. Now I might be off half an inch trying to measure it like this, but about 37.5 inches is what you're going to be at. And then do remember these wheels swivel around. Now if I took the foot plates off, I can measure right from here to the rear wheel, and now you're under 30 inches, 29 and some change. So we'll just say 30 inches an overall length if you are going to take the front foot plates off. Width-wise, it's very narrow. You'll be down to 9.5 inches in space. So do remember those measurements if you are trying to figure out fitting this in your vehicle. That is what you're going to look like with the measurements based on the joystick on, the foot plate on, but that is easily comes off, and the foot plates easily come off as well. Now I have somebody here that works here at our shop that's also in a wheelchair, and he mentioned to me before other units on the market like the Carbon, the Cricket, other things, I mean even the Travel Buggy by the City 2 Plus, they all fold down flat to the ground. He's in a manual chair. He's told me before, hey, if I'm sitting in my vehicle, I'm able to take my wheels off my manual chair and sling it over my body and still be able to do it all myself while sitting in the driver's seat of the chair because he has hand controls to drive his vehicle. He said he cannot reach over far enough and grab the Carbon, the Cricket, the City 2, anything else off the ground and be able to sling it over his body. But because this folds up manually, he's able to do that while still sitting in his chair, and then would be able to, obviously if you have the right strength, be able to flip it over his body into the car. Now obviously he's a stronger individual, so he's able to do that, but just remember you're 29 pounds without the battery on, and then honestly if you take the foot plates off, it's going to condense it in even more space and probably help you be able to transition that to put it on the passenger seat, because we get people that are in the same situation and want to be able to do it themselves, but they're not able to do that while already seated in the driver's side. So I'm here, only you're going to do to unfold it is you're just going to pull the unit out. Now do remember, you do have these rear things in the back, so if the Velcro kind of gets caught in the way, just flip these rear handles back up, and then you should be able to just go down until it clicks. Do remember, you want to hear it click. There's actually a little tab over here that goes into the frame that holds it in place. If you didn't hear that click, you probably didn't push all the way firm enough. Do make sure you do that because you don't want this to kind of fold up on you for any reason while driving the chair. Then from here, what you do is you just go ahead and take your cushions, take your backrest, put it on, back over here, and then take your bottom cushion, put it on, and then Velcro it back, put your foot plates back, and now you're ready to go. I noticed they have a little bit of suspension in the front for dampering. Now, once again, I have not driven this chair yet. I will. They told me these motors are some of the quietest motors on the market. And like I said, back here, you can see how they're offset. And they have to be offset for the reason being when you fold it, one motor is going to be here and this motor is going to be up here. So that's how you get that 9 inches in overall width, by having those offset motors. Like I said, these are 250 watt brushless motors. It says up to a 9-degree incline that can drive this chair. Most chairs are rated at 6 to 7, so 9 is a little bit farther than what you typically see on the market. And then to have a chair this light at 300-pound weight capacity is truly unique. They do have more accessories as well that they sent us. You can purchase a travel battery bag. Battery would fit in there. Some airlines are going to ask you to take the battery off before you go travel with this. Obviously, I want to mention, if I didn't mention earlier, it's fully airline approved. It's a 10 amp battery. I think that equates to like 240 watt hours, somewhere in that range. And what that's going to do is that means anything under 300 watt hours is what airlines are looking for. Now, you are able to travel with 2 batteries that are under the limit, even if they total more than 300 watt hours. But as long as each one is under 300 watt hours, you could travel with 2 batteries on this particular unit. This is an accessory you can purchase. Set this down. And then also, they found this really nice travel bag. People ask us, well, what do I put it in? You're able to put this in here, and then it also comes with straps as well. So they do have a really nice option for a carry-on bag. Looks like you can put other accessories in here, maybe your charger and a few other things to carry on it. But this is an option. It does not come standard with the unit, but I wanted to show you the remote. I wanted to show you the bag. I think they have an arm bag that we don't have in yet as well. But they do have other things that are going to be available for purchase. If you scroll down on our website, you'll see under the accessories tab, we should have a short video review of the different accessories that they sell as well. So now we're going to go ahead outside, drive this around. I want to get a perspective, give you perspective of what I look like. I'm a 6 foot tall, about 205-pound individual. I want to show you what I look like sitting in the unit so you can get a good reference. So go ahead and follow us out there. So what we have here is the AeroLux. This is by Travel Buggy. They were not lying. I mentioned that earlier. These are probably the most quiet motors I've heard on a folding lightweight power chair. Some of the other ones make a slight crackling sound. I mean, there's almost no sound. A little bit of a winding sound just while driving it, but that's just your motors getting up to speed. Tires do not make any noise. I'm not hearing anything from these rims. So I agree with them. I do think that's going to be good. This is a rear-wheel drive unit, so you are going to, when you turn, the front end is going to turn. One thing I noticed is, depending on where your feet sit on here, your front wheels do swivel. So that would be the one thing I would say if you are trying to put your feet back here out, because the front wheels do have to swivel. You probably want to more or less rest your heels on here and keep your feet extended out, so that way they do clear like this while you're rotating. So you can see how those wheels turn around. But it does have a tight turning radius because it's not a big unit. Does top out about 1 mile an hour while turning, but does have a 3.7 miles an hour top end speed. I'm 6 foot, 205 pounds. You can see I have plenty of space in between here. This is actually fairly comfortable. There's not going to be any adjustability on the seat back per se. Do remember, you can drive it through here. You can buy the little remote to pair with it as well. That is additional. I didn't mention it earlier. Does have a quick disconnect. A lot of people flying do like to take the joystick off, sometimes take their battery off. This is going to be your most important component when flying. So you are able to disconnect that and bring that on your carry-on. Obviously, joystick can go on either side. So overall, I mean, it's a very nice unit. I typically like to just go out in the grass. It did just rain here, so I'm going to give it a little bit of consideration. But I'm going to drive it over there just to see what it can do. I've driven every other chair on the market pretty much that we sell in this same terrain, so I'm curious. I'm going to go over here right now just to kind of see what it can do. slower. It's at 0.8, lost a speed, and turn. I can say that actually does turn better than some of the other ones on the market. Other ones you can really kind of feel that strain. Now, you're in soft conditions. No, that's not what that's for. But I get people that ask me all the time. Going forward, I mean, plenty of power. I get all the time they ask me, hey, I want to go to the ballparks, soccer fields, I want to see my grandkids play. Can I take it in different terrains? That's just using some common sense. If it's a hard, compact ground with not really high, thick grass, I wouldn't have any issue with you taking it on those terrains. Obviously, St. Augustine grass, sandy bottoms, really wet stuff, don't go on it with this particular unit. But if you're looking for a lightweight unit that folds up more like a manual chair, there's probably not much better on the market than this unit here.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.